Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to It's Only Food with Chef John Politte. Today, we're going to be making banana bread. Cue the music. Alright, well thanks a lot for joining today. If this is your first time watching, please do me a favor, head down to the corner, hit that subscribe button, and then hit that notification bell to be notified each and every time I upload new content. Alright, well you clicked on my face to watch me show you how to make banana bread. Let's head into our kitchen and check out what our ingredients are. We're going to start out with about a half a cup of shortening, 1 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, 3 bananas that are mashed, 2 cups of flour, and 1 teaspoon of soda, baking soda. Just a little backstory on this recipe. About a year ago, all the Politte family went with their spouses and loved ones down to Kansas to honor our uncle Vince Politte, my uncle Vince Politte, my dad's brother, who was KI and MIA in World War II. They recovered his remains and brought him back, and then there was a weekend of honoring that and celebrating the fact that we had our family back from the war. He was no longer missing. So anyway, I got an email about a month ago from my uncle Leo, and he had the recipe on a 3x5 card, an attachment and an email to everybody that he had found Grandma's banana bread recipe, and that's all I remember as a kid. They lived across the street from us, my grandma and grandpa, and I would always go over there and hang out with my grandpa and grandma, and probably hung out in their kitchen. As far as I know, I was probably in there a lot trying to learn stuff. But I never thought that I would grow up to be a chef and then grow up to have a YouTube video channel where I could actually share this video of banana bread that my grandma made. So this is kind of my way of honoring her. She would probably be embarrassed about this, but I got great memories of this banana bread and the way the house smelled over there. So I'm glad I could do it, and I'm honored I could do it. Thanks for watching. Alright, well the description box has the recipe below. Very simple recipe. Starts out with creaming the 2 first ingredients, which is going to be the shortening, and it's a half a cup. And then I've got the sugar here that I'm going to add right into it. Make sure your bowl is big enough, of course, to have all the ingredients. That's going to have the eggs and the flour and everything else involved. So now I'm going to cream this up, and that's basically what you want to do. Is you want to mash all the shortening and the sugar together, and you want to aerate this out. Now the reason I'm doing it by hand and not using a mixer is because I'm sure for certain that Grandma didn't have a mixer, and if she did, I don't remember. But we're going to go old school on this. So I'm going to start creaming this up and mixing it up and getting it ready for our next step. But so you don't click ahead in the video, I'm going to go ahead and just leave a transition here and come back when it's all creamed up. Alright, well there it is. I've got creamed as well as I can do. It's kind of doubled in size, but everything is mixed together. The sugar and the shortening is all mixed well by hand. It's kind of doubled inside. You just basically want to aerate it a little bit, get some air in there. And then we're going to add our next ingredients, which is the eggs. I'm just going to make a little pocket here for them. Now the recipe says to go ahead and beat them ahead of time, but I don't find that necessary when I've made cookies and things like that. And then our bananas right there. I've got the frozen ones that I took out of the freezer, drained to get all this liquid out of it, because you don't want that liquid in there because it will interfere with the components of the recipe and screw up everything with the components in there when it bakes. Next step, we're just going to mix this all up. Again, I will just do this and then leave a transition for you to come back, so I don't have to have you flipping through my video. Alright, we've got all that kind of mixed in there now. It's very liquidy. Our next step is to add our 2 cups of flour. I'm just going to do this very slowly so I don't get a lot of clumps. Alright, everything is well mixed. I got quite the mess. One of the reasons I don't bake. I'm sure people that know me professionally are watching this and going, oh my god, Chef Politte baked. I'm going to switch over now. We're going to grease our pan and pour this into it. The oven is pre-set to 325 degrees. So I'm going to transition again. We'll be back to put this in our pan. Alright, I've got our well-greased baking loaf pan. I'm just going to take our batter that we did by hand. I'm going to put it right into the loaf pan, being sure to get all of it that I can out of here. Scrape our spoon. Gonna level this off. Now the recipe did call for nuts to be put in here, but I neglected to do that because I don't care for it with nuts. I know Grandma did it with nuts, and let you in on a little secret, I didn't have any nuts in the house and I didn't go shopping, so I'm sorry for that. But the recipe that I include in the bottom in the description box below this video will have the nuts in the recipe. This is made without nuts, so if you notice that and then didn't see it in the video, that's why. I thought I had some chopped walnuts, but we don't. Alright, well there it is. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in my preheated oven. I've just got it set for 325. We're going to put this in there for 1 hour. What we're going to do then is we're going to pull it out. I'm going to let it cool. Then I'm going to cut it up into slices, take really cool pictures of it for social media. We're going to throw those pictures into this timeline of this video with some really groovy music. And then we're going to come back and we are going to taste this. So enjoy the pictures and enjoy the music. I've got it cut. There it is. I cheated and had a little bit already, I'm sorry. But you can tell it was blended by hand because of the color going through here. It's kind of brown here and then white here. It wasn't mixed in a mixer, you can tell. I did do a pretty good job of mixing it though, as far as I'm concerned, because the flavor's all blended, the ingredients all blended, made a nice bread. It's firm but yet soft. It's got a nice aroma to it when it's cooking. I love the house smell just like that, like I did back in the day when Grandma was making this. Simple, easy ingredients. Remember, this was probably Depression era, and they didn't have a lot of the stuff that we put into banana bread now, like the vanilla and the cinnamon and the nutmeg and all that. Just the simple ingredients that we have that will be listed below. But it's really nice and firm, so I'm gonna give it a try. I didn't put any butter or anything on it because I just wanted to taste it for what it is, just the bread itself. Now, this is good. This is it. Banana. That's all you need in there is the banana to make it, banana bread. You can add the nuts, like I said, but I left those out, and I explained in the video why. So go ahead and check out the description box. It's got the recipe down there for you. I'm going to go ahead and finish enjoying this. Here's to you, Grandma. I'm glad we got your recipe. Thanks to Uncle Leo for sharing it and letting us have it. I hope I did a good job making it for everybody. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time right here on It's Only Food with Chef John Politte. Love you.